So everybody, it's your boy Goosebumps Jam back out with another video. You know it, guys. Or not Goosebumps Jam, sorry. Welcome, guys, back to my this is my channel. Welcome to JRI, or Josh Reviews Incorporated. My new name for my channel. I have Dalton DeRusso, aka Goosebumps Now, to thank for that because of one second, I'll open my door. To thank for that because of Goosebumps is I've stopped doing Goosebumps content for a while now. I haven't done much in the face of Goosebumps content except for Goosebumps Theory, which I might continue doing. But right now I'm here to bring you a review on the last installment in the Hell House LLC series, Hell House 3 LLC, Hell House LLC 3 Lake of Fire. So, technically, Lake of Fire is more going back to the original, in the form of the original, of where it's a new group of people going in. Basically, it's like that all the time. This time, it's the same company. The woman from the Good Morning Mysteries or Morning Mysteries is now doing a expose on someone who had bought the Hell House or the hotel before it was supposed to be demolished, when it was supposed to be demolished. And I think this one takes place in 2018 or 2019. I forgot when. Let me let my dog out. My cat out so he doesn't keep crying. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Okay. Where was I at? Oh yeah, so he's playing. So basically, there's a group in there, and this very wealthy man who bought the hotel is using it to play. What's it called? To put on a modern interpretation of the story of Faust, which in the story of Faust is a little bit different than what they're talking about, because the story of Faust in their eyes is like, or they're performing it as a guy who makes between a deal with the devil and God about this one guy for his soul, where in the actuality the story of Faust is from, I think, Italy, and he's getting tired with his boring life and so he decides to he prays to Satan to give him he wants unworldly power, he wants power, and he wants never-ending knowledge, and in exchange, so Satan sends a demon. Sorry about that. I'm talking to Zach TV real quick. Cool, man. I'm making. No, but he's they're based. So he tries to and he basically sells his soul, and basically kind of like Andrew Tully has done. He sold his soul technically in a way, in exchange for and the demon says, "Okay, I'll exchange your soul. I'll give you all this stuff." He's saying he's willing to give it to you, but at the end of this certain amount of time, your soul is going to be taken away, and you'll be tortured forever for, I guess that's the case. So he's like, okay, I guess. And he gives them all these powers. All the while, this demon is also basically being his servant until in a certain time where he does die. So, yeah. And it's a really weird story. Honestly, the story of Faust. 1 second. Sorry, that was my alarm clock real quick. But no, it's a really weird story. Honestly, I never understood it growing up, or because I remember reading it once as a kid, or like young adult, maybe like 13, 12, the story of Faust. But anyways, something's not right with this guy. This one guy, the guy who bought the hotel and who's in charge of all these actors and performing this play, who he's paying a lot. And this Good Morning Mysteries, the one from the second film, um, have provided all these actors, including the guy who's the big boss, who's like this wealthy man, with cameras of their own. So he tells them to keep filming whatever they want to film. Just always keep filming. Always film. Um, and they end up filming all this creepy shit happening, like they did in the first film. Like one scene when this girl's in a bonfire, which I think this was probably the scariest one, in my opinion, personally. Um, is that they dare her to go into the basement where the clown statues are, or the clown props are, and to go down there and touch one of the clowns. And she says, "I'll do you one better." Or one of them guys says, "I'll bet you $5 she won't even kiss that clown. She won't kiss the clown." And so she goes down there, she touches one of the clowns, and then while she's doing it, she says, "You know what? Something said this is for you." And then she gives the clown a kiss on the lips. All the while, there's one clown that's always a stereotypical clown that we've been seeing for the first two films. Just it was sitting like this, and then when she kisses him and it moves the camera back, the head's like this, and she gets up and starts to walk away, and then she turns around because she hears a noise, and the clown's standing in the middle of the room, in front of her. Fuck nah. She starts to freak out. Everyone comes to her aid, and she wants to quit the play. And then the big billionaire dude says, I'm going to double your pay, and that works. Another girl happens, somewhere happens to another girl where she sees the actual Sarah from the first movie, I think his name is. Yeah, Sarah from the first movie. And she freaks the fuck out and leaves. And he tries to double her pay again, but she doesn't go for it, and she just fucking leaves. Now, fun thing about this is they're also doing a side interview with everybody else, including what's it called? The priest of the town. And you keep saying that when they've done exorcisms in this town, one demon always shows up. His name is they always get this name demon called Abaddon, who in the original, even though the hotel is named after him because it's supposed to Angel one that opened the gate to hell in the basement, which he kind of did, and all throughout his entire plan basically is to bring people in there to kill them and then collect their souls as more like slaves in the afterlife and like hell. And then there's also this guy. So this thing is they keep figuring out, and they even said that if there is a gate, because the priest doesn't really believe that there's the place is that is like if there is a gate open into hell, there's literally hell on earth. We're all screwed. And he said, well, can anyone close it? And they said, not a human can't. It would take a divine being, an angel, to close the gate. Now that will come into play later. I'm about to tell you that there is something wrong with the billionaire in the fact that he has a scar on his face because about a year or two, or I don't know, I think they said 4 months or a year ago or something like that. He had got into a car accident and went into coma and was pronounced dead for 10 minutes or something like that, and was brought back to life or woke up from the coma. Then later on, so also when they go talk to him in his hotel room, they find the footage from number 2, the second film, which means no one knows what happened to them. So technically, no one knows what happened to them. They don't have the footage, so he's editing that one. So what basically is going on is Andrew Toll. They find out that Andrew Toll. No, they don't find out, but you find out at the very end that Andrew Toll is actually sends people different information to draw them to the hotel so he can kill them, basically. So, anyways, it all leads up to opening night before they find out in the interview that between the priest that this guy forgot this. I forgot the billionaire's name. 1 second, I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'll look it up because I forgot the guy's name. So it's Russell, I think his name is, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it's Russell. Yeah, I believe it's Russell. So Russell is in this situation. So it's, I think it's Russell Wynn. I think is who he is, but I'm not mistaken. Don't, if I'm mistaken, I might be wrong. I don't know. But this guy basically they had found out by doing a off the books interview with the priest that he is um liquidated all his assets and told him that when he's gonna die, and like that on opening night, obviously, and to tell the priest to then donate all his money into good charities of his choosing, of the priest choosing. So even though, and then they published, so basically by she breaks the journalist code by saying something's off the book, she ends up publishing what the priest said and broadcasting it, and then they're broadcasting the news, and a bunch of other shit happens anyway. So, but still, opening night still happens. They still open the play, the false play with everyone in this. They have one room that's designed as heaven and another room that's designed as hell. And then the one scene I really liked. So, anyways, at one point, the Russell is brought up by Andrew and told, that is told that you've done good. Just sit here back and watch it all take place, And then Andrew comes in and during the play, and one guy says, talking to about how Satan requires your soul as payment, and then Andrew totally says, that's not what he does. It's more of a different thing he does. Like, and he would be knowing because he's obviously works for Satan in this situation. And he's like, the guy's the man. Who the fuck are you? And then he ends up killing him by the best way I can describe it is fucking squeezing his face to death, or squeezing his head, and breaking. Like, it was very bloody. People were freaking out. Then all of his black coat minions, Argentoli's minions, come in, and basically it's nonstop slaughter. People are running out of the exit. There's chaos. All a bunch of the shit's going on, and then the camera lady you've been following, basically the main character for the story the entire time, is hiding behind the bar while everyone's getting killed. After a while, she ends up trying to escape, and she gets captured by one of the hooded minions of Andrew Tully, or cult leaders by Andrew Tully, and pulls into the basement where there's a fire, and she ends up supposedly being killed by Andrew. And then all of a sudden, someone's in the back room with the camera, and and he says, "What are you doing here?" And then Russell comes in and starts to fight Tully in a real fight, like it's their arms are grabbed together, and all around them, in the basement, the building is starting to fall apart, and then he's like, "No!" and it collapsed. And what it was led to believe that when Russell died, he basically gained some angelic powers and became like an angel technically, but then was brought back. So he basically did all this to shut down, basically to destroy the Andrew's gate and close it forever. And he did. He successfully. And what happens is that he died, and everyone else who died early on, I think, is they give them, like, I guess they get their life back, and then it shows the ending of the thing was really powerful in my opinion. It shows the main characters from the first film all back together. They're all normal again because they were all monsters and shit, looking horrifying. And they all say, they all like, Andrew, or not, Russell's there, and he's like, "Yo, you've toiled and this, but now you can finally move on." And they're trying to leave the door, but they can't leave because they can't really leave, but they can't leave because they can't. I guess they're dead. Honestly, it was weird that there were some people that came back to life afterwards, but there weren't some others that, like, maybe there was a time frame of when you could come back to life if you were killed. But don't ask me. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. But it was like so these four people or these five friends. I think it was five friends if I remember correctly. It was five friends, I believe. Yeah, five friends. Um, each of them are crossing over through by going into the one of the bar room in like a flash of light. They're crossing over into their afterlife, and the main leader is the one who does not want to leave yet, and he's trying to get out the door, the front door, and he's just not opening. And then Sarah, who is obviously his girlfriend, walks up to him with his arm on his shoulder and says, "It's time. We should leave. You know, it's not going to budge. It's not going to open. We just need to move on. You know, let it go. We need to move on." And then finally, she takes his arm and he takes her arm, and they walk together into the light. And that was the end of the film. They end up passing on to the next life. One guy said, I remember correctly, these are the first round's on me. So I'm guessing they're going on to the bar. Originally, they were going into the bars area where in the hotel, but then there was really just the light that they cross over it into. Or they could have been going to a bar in heaven for all I fucking care. For all I fucking know, who knows, right? But anyways, that's basically the story of Hell House LLC 3 Lake of Fire. Definitely a good watch. Definitely worth getting Shudder to watch it. I will see you in the next video where I'll be reviewing the Japanese film Sadako vs. Kayoko, The Grudge versus The Ring. Let's get it. I will see you in the next video, guys. Peace. JRI Incorporated out. Or JR Incorporated out. Bye, guys. You all have a scary night. And also, please, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Please, if you also leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought of this video. What if you've seen the series so far? Have you seen all three Hell series or movies? Tell me what you've seen, what you liked about it, and if you didn't like it, why you didn't like it. And if you think I've earned your subscription, it really helps me out. Please subscribe to my channel. It takes 3 seconds out of your day. Just click that subscribe button. And yeah, see you all later, guys. Have a scary night. JRI out.